While a lot is being made about the recent exit of Marvel executive Victoria Alonso, over at Lucasfilms, things are not looking any better. Recent reports reveal that things for the upcoming 2025 Star Wars movie do not look too good. It is reported that two writers by the names of Damon Lindelof and Justin Gibson have left their upcoming Star Wars movie. This comes days after they submitted a script for the upcoming project. The upcoming Star Wars movie set to release in 2025 will be directed by Ms. Marvel's Sharmeen Bobade-Chinoy. With these two writers now out at Lucasfilm, the Ms. Marvel director now stands alone as the only creative lead. Sadly for Lucasfilm, this is not where the bad times end. Recently, another executive was fired. This time, it was executive producer Karen McCarthy who worked on the Disney Plus show Acolyte. McCarthy, however, did not take her firing laying down. She filed a wrongful termination suit against Lucasfilm claiming that they reneged on their deal. She also claims that she was never compensated for any of her work. When she approached Lucasfilm privately asking to be paid for the work that was done, they rejected to do so. As per the complaint, McCarthy is therefore forced to bring this action to hold Lucasfilm accountable for its egregious breach of their agreement, its bad faith denial of that agreement, and for the statutory penalties McCarthy is entitled to its failure to pay her for her work. All of this does further play into the narrative that things over at Disney are bad company-wide. While executives are being fired by Marvel and leaving Star Wars projects by Lucasfilms, another project taking a hit right now is The Mandalorian. While other Star Wars projects take a hit, The Mandalorian stands strong. Ever since its inception in 2019, it became an instant classic. Both fans and critics have done nothing but praise the show. While they did originally receive some negative press due to the handling of Gina Carano, even this did not slow them down. Despite everything, The Mandalorian is still the most popular show on Disney+. The third season of the show is receiving massive praise from the audience who watched it this far. Sadly, that audience is shrinking. With a premiere opening that reached less than 1.5 million households, The Mandalorian experienced a massive decline in viewership. Now, to be clear, there is a number of factors to take into consideration here. First of all, sometimes it is normal for shows to take a bit of a dip. Secondly, The Mandalorian releases episodes every week. Many people have grown accustomed to full seasons being released at once. Due to this, lots of people, including myself, like to wait for the full season to be available before starting to watch. This is a common practice if the series is really enjoyable. Not everyone likes to wait week after week. This means that even though The Mandalorian did suffer some drop-off, they can still make those numbers back. With that said, there are those who believe that the series should come to an end. While the show is still fun to watch, many fear that stretching it out further can actually hurt its legacy. As of right now, there is still no clear indication as to when The Mandalorian will end. With everything happening at Disney, CEO Bob Iger is very clear about what he wants from his studio CEOs: quality over quantity. In a corporation that expects forever growth, sadly this will never happen. The Star Wars sequel trilogy is a massive success when you look purely at the numbers. Over a span of 3 movies, they garnered $4.47 billion at the box office. If you take their $1.18 billion into consideration, this is a massive profit. However, it is always the viewer experience that count for the most. While the Star Wars The Force Awakens is largely loved by fans with a 85% on Rotten Tomatoes, the sequel, The Last Jedi, did much worse. The movie is currently sitting a dismal 42% viewer score. While Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker did manage to rebuild some of their reputation with fans, sadly here they fell flat with an overall score of 42%. While the success of The Mandalorian lies with Iron Man star Jon Favreau, the bad reputation of the trilogy lies with Kathleen Kennedy. With this, many have been calling for her removal. Reports have been rampant that Disney will be removing Kennedy from Lucasfilm soon. With this news, many are hoping that Jon Favreau will take her place. Sadly for many, there is no truth to these rumors currently. However, it is worth pointing out that Kathleen Kennedy is not in charge of Star Wars. She is in charge of Lucasfilm. There is another popular series under this studio, and that is Indiana Jones. With the release of Indiana Jones 5, pressure will be on Kennedy now more than ever. With so much negativity and conversation around Star Wars, we do need to turn our attention to the upcoming Indiana Jones movie. Lucasfilms over the last few years does not have the best reputation among fans. Fans have been nervous about the 30th of June 2023 release of Indiana Jones for a while now. Firstly, it will be the first time ever that Steven Spielberg will not be taking up the director's chair. Instead, he will be sharing the producer cap with Kathleen Kennedy and Frank Marshall. Additionally, we also know that this will likely be the last movie with Harrison Ford. At almost 80 years old, you can't imagine him going to another movie. With this, some fans are worried about how he will be written off the show. Speculation about a female Indiana Jones has been rampant for years. With how Disney cast its leads currently, this is an extremely likely scenario. Rumors have also been making the rounds online that Indiana Jones will be erased from the movie in order to make way for a female lead. Although this rumor is completely false, the next movie and very likely feature a leading woman. In the upcoming movie, Phoebe Waller-Bridge will be the female lead. While she still shares screen time now, in the next movie the leading role could be exclusively hers. Right now there is no clear indication as to how this movie will turn out. The previous film did leave plenty to be desired, and thus fans will be eager for redemption. However, with the current bad reputation of both Disney and Lucasfilms, many will likely dismiss the movie before even giving it a try. In all honesty, it will be hard to blame fans should they choose to do this.